All right. Hey, we'll call the meeting of the November 6th Delaware County Regional Wastewater meeting to order. You want to call roll? Penny?
Present.
Present.
Yeah.
Present.
Bill.
Yes.
Linda. Present. Ron.
Here. First order of business is the minutes of the previous meeting of October 2nd, 2024. Everybody get a chance to view them?
Yes, I make a motion we accept them as written. Please.
First?
Second.
Got a first and second. Any changes, additions, deletions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Pete, since you're here today, come on.
Account balances as of October 29th, 2024 is $420,000 in the cash operating balance. I'm sure that's a shock to everybody. Improvement fund balance is $2,059,887.90. Excuse me. We did receive the Daleville tip transfer of $9,411 and the Indiana Bond Bank transfer of $18,554.33. There are currently 5 CDs maturing at varying dates, with at least $300,000 in each of those, or with $300,000 in each of those, and then there'll be interest paid upon completion of those dates. Therefore, claims from September 29th through October 30th, 2024 total $265,300.65. I would make the motion to approve claims in that amount.
Second. A first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Good, approved. Old business, I have none. New business, Jason, you're ready to go.
Yep. Go ahead. We'll start with on that last CD that shown to mature there at 3/14/25. I know we had spoke at the last board meeting, securing a certain interest rate and giving me the authority to do that. We were still able to secure as a 4.5%. So we're still within that 4% number that we kind of lowered from the original 5. We have a Bobcat repair quote. I had sent this out towards the beginning of last month after the drive motor went out on us. The original estimate was for $7,156.02. We were able to get it repaired from Bobcat over there in Anderson for $6,304.41. I just need to get approval to go ahead and get that paid.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Got a first and a second discussion?
Yeah, so how old is the Bobcat?
I think it's 2012. So it's
In general conditions, is this something we need to start looking at budgeting for replacement equipment?
for the amount that we're actually using it now to actually cap off. I think it does its job.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, I think I actually looked at that one. We'd be looking $45,000 to $65,000 to replace that one right now.
Correct.
So, and it still went full service on both sides. The guy from Bobcat was happy with how it looked, and
The only reason I ask is I remember when I was working for the town, they had a program where you as a public entity would buy it. They would literally buy it back 2 years later for about 98% of what you paid for it.
I can look into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then literally it was every 2 years you were in a position where you were getting a new Bobcat and didn't have to worry about repair type things, and you were spending $2,000 a year. So
We did it on mowers too. It usually runs you somewhere between that $2,000 and $5,000 every 2 years to trade them out. And why it's done it is completely under warranty. Something goes down, they pick it up, they take care of it, send a guy out. You never have a bill.
Right.
You're just paying the $2,000 to $5,000 every 2 years to switch them out, and you get a brand new one. They sell it as used going to building contractors, and they make them a deal on it.
right.
So
So it's
what's,
something you may want to look into. It
Yeah.
could cut down on, just like this, a $7,000. That would have been covered underneath the deal because we'd have just flipped out a new one and got a new one.
but how
still
much
up to
is
you.
the new one?
The new ones are from between 45 and 60,000, depending on how big you're going to get it.
Yeah, but right now the minimal amount of repairs we're doing
No,
doesn't equal having to.
I agree, but when this
upfront
one
all
goes to that
money.
point, then
Yeah,
we might look at
definitely.
going onto that system.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I think it's worth talking about.
Oh,
I don't know that it's.
Well, they did
it's
it for
right or wrong.
municipalities
Right.
is what they did it
That's-
for. And
yep.
it does benefit the municipality because you don't have any repair bills.
Yep.
You just, you can budget on that one number every 2 years.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we did that and we voted, correct?
No.
We didn't vote?
I think we had a first and a second.
Okay, first and second, Discussion over? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Okay. We have a Roriton Sewer Improvements, Commonwealth Pay App request, for $3,135.04, and also a Roriton Sewer Improvements Brackney Pay App number 2 request for $966,054.99.
And these are both for the Roriton project.
Yes.
Can we make the motion to approve them both at the same time, Madam Attorney?
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, so both of those are going to be submitted to downstairs for ARP funding too. Just a heads up. So
Good deal. Okay, first and second, any other discussion? We did. Ray seconded it.
they did.
Yep. Yep, Ray got it. You got in right before Jason spoke. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion approved.
Okay, we had a 25 salary ordinance. I think we've been kind of working the last 2 months to get everything secured and along with the budget and both salary ordinance for the coming year. We sent out drafts after a meeting with Brenda, Joe, and Josh, and kind of secured us what they were ready to send out to the rest of the board for review. I didn't hear any comments back, and happy to discuss further if anybody has any questions or for the salary ordinance. With the highlights of it, there's a 3% cost of living increase over the different positions that hits all the different years of service line items with it being the cost of living. And then myself and the committee members decided to add in back a longevity pay. The highlight of that is it's 1 to 15 years of service, backs out at $1,500, $100 per year service, paid the January 1st paycheck of the year. So that's pretty much the highlights of that one for the salary ordinance.
Committee have any comments to the board this time? Anybody? Seeing none, everybody's got a copy of the salary ordinance. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the salary ordinance for 2025.
Second.
I have a first and second discussion.
Yeah, question. Part of that salary ordinance also included Danielle's contract. So I don't know if do we need to approve your contract there.
Okay, let's,
Yes.
we need to do that before we do the,
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. You're approving it one way or the other. You can do this.
okay, let's do this and we'll go back to that. So I've got a first and a second on the salary ordinance. Any other discussion on the salary ordinance at this
Yeah,
time?
I just, a question for the committee, ultimately, why a longevity instead of just giving an increase in the salary?
Because one of the reasons is we didn't want to start a new base point for the salary. This way, it's what we decided this year to do. And if we start raising the salaries, then it would start at a new level every year after that. And who knows the next board what they'd approve going forward. That was one of the reasons. I don't know if you want to say anything, Brenda, about why.
So one we don't actually have it written in our employee handbook as a longevity pay being an option. So the way it's written now, it's just written in the salary ordinance. It still have to be voted on and approved every year.
So it can be removed at any time going forward. It can be approved yearly. I can see you still mumbling down there. Go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of longevity pay, and it's a personal feeling. I think if our employees deserve the wage, then they should be able to count on it and not have to worry about it. I completely understand the concern about paying or starting a base salary too high, but the fact of the matter is that's what our job is to establish those rates. If we want to set up a bonus or a bonus compensation, then let's start putting some goals together and putting our reviews to them. But just because somebody is able to make it another year, to give them an arbitrary $100 per year, which is quite honestly an inconsequential amount. Again, it's a personal it's personal feeling. It's not, I completely understand why it was done that way. I'm not trying to be negative about it. I don't like it.
We got the newest member of the committee for next
Yeah,
year.
he can have mine. spot.
There you go. I knew that one.
That'd be the last thing that
Brenda,
Jason wants.
If I'm here, I'll remember that when we set this committee up. I'll look right over here and go, Pete, you're leading this one, right?
Be late, most of the time.
That's true, Brenda. He will be.
All right. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Under duress.
Under duress. Anybody opposed? Motion approved. Now we're going into
The
budget for 2025.
Well, hang
Oh,
on. Do you
no, wait.
wanna-
You're right. Let's go to the attorney's agreement.
Well, don't everybody jump at once. You want me to?
Go.
Yeah.
You
okay.
go.
So the only thing that changed last year, well, I guess 2 years ago, we started doing a 2-year contract at your guys' request. And so this is all exactly the same with the exception of the attorney hourly rate went from 180 to 185. Again, for a 2-year period.
Curly was up there.
No, that stayed.
That's still gonna be for 2 years, Danielle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did I have
That's
it
2 years,
correct
huh?
in the salary then, Danielle? Salary ordinance,
If you did, I missed it.
5 and 95? I thought it was 75.
That was like 3 years ago.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
you had it right.
Okay, we're good.
The 95 stayed. Yeah, the only thing that changed is 180 went to 185.
I'll make a motion to approve Danielle's salary.
Second.
Right?
Did you second, Pete?
I did.
Okay, I got a first and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I have a question.
Yep.
Is there a way to suspend the rules to go ahead and vote on this today, the salary ordinance, and approve it and all?
So the salary ordinance only takes the one reading.
Okay, good. Since we had a quorum and all, I want to make sure.
The budget is the next one that you need
And
to
the
come back with
budget-
that. The budget we have to go through.
And-
We'll have to suspend and we'll have to do it for the
Okay.
budget to do it today. That way, in case we're coming up on December, if we miss somebody, it's not there, we have budget set for 2025 going on January 1. Okay?
Good.
We'll have to
Okay.
call a special meeting because you're all gonna be with family and doing your thing. So we'll see where it goes. Everybody has, but we gotta be unanimous with the 6 that are here.
Yeah, and I think you just
Oh,
suspend it.
no,
It's
Pete.
2/3 of the majority.
2/3 of the majority agree. Okay.
Okay, then I'm going to ask that again when we get to that
We get
point,
to the
okay?
budget. Okay.
Or Pete can.
Salary ordinance, yours is done. We're approved there. So now we go to budget 2025.
The budget that was presented to the board, again, we went through this with the Finance Personnel Committee, looked over it. The changes reflect the approved now salary ordinance for the personnel services along with the employee benefits that show the reflected approved insurance for the employees. We did add for clothing allowance for the field staff. We added $100 more per staff. Just one of the things I felt like $300 wasn't going as far as it was a couple of years ago. So that's the first time it's been changed since my time here. We're still in conversations with MSD. Jennifer is currently working on that. We've had some back and forth. So the treatment rate for Rorton does reflect initially the proposed rate. So that's written in there. The conversations we have had with Jennifer so far, that's going to be a little bit lower, if not a little bit lower than what we're thinking. The initial rate was proposed at 327. They've already came back and said it should be about 317, and Jennifer's going back and her billing initially was that should be around 303. So there's going to be some more conversations there before that's going to be introduced to us. We also had some liability insurance savings is one of the things that we saw on that approved liability and workman's comp. Those are represented in the budget. Still the same treatment rates from Chesterfield and Yorktown. represented as well. One of the things that we had spoke about, we currently have Commonwealth working on a Camac area sewer rehab project. So if you look at the last page of the capital outlays, improvements and other building, CS, LS, rehab, long-term control plan, and annual maintenance. Last year that was at 250,000. We're not gonna see that spent this year, just from where we're at. So I'd like to see that bumped up to 350, just if we're going to look at Camac being a viable project. That having that extra in there was, I think, was needed. Outside of that, everything else is down there. And yes, have any questions? I'd be happy to answer them.
You bumped it up another 100,000.
Yes, just because we haven't spent it this year.
We hadn't spent it this year, carrying it over, moving it over there. So the increase wasn't as much as 11%.
Yeah, it's still an increase in the budget line, but we're not gonna spend all of this year's, and that I think we're gonna find ourselves with a project that needs attention once Commonwealth gets us to bid on that Camac area.
Okay. Budget committee, any comments? You guys in your work, other than me saying thank you. I mean, I went through it. I was pretty pleased. I didn't see any major deals there that I was concerned about. I don't know about anybody else.
Now, when we asked questions about it, he was able to answer every one of them when we had questions comparing 24 to what he wanted to do in 25. So he had a prepared statement on everything.
There was also some, if you look
He was
at
dealing with you.
engineering, so it could be even less than 11%. If you look at the engineering cost,
Yeah.
one of the things that we constantly run into is like, we bonded out to pay out for the roads and sewer improvements project, and that hits a line item of our budget, even though it's a bonded project. So we've already, it's not necessarily coming out of the budget, but we're paying for it twice because we're already paying the bond on it. So it's also hard to see whenever Penny puts that in the budgets that go out every month, and to see that red in there, we're not really over budgeted. It's hit that line item of the bond. So that was bumped up based on the contract that we've already approved for the Camac area as well. So
And Penny, would you explain to everybody, because we know I don't like a line item that says miscellaneous. What is in that $6,000 for miscellaneous?
What is in that $6,000 is actually pretty miscellaneous items. Monthly, okay, so if anybody gets a DOT physical, and then I reimburse them, it comes out of miscellaneous. Any life insurance deductions, because it's not actually just a matter of so it's just things that really don't have a place anywhere else. It's regular monthly.
Good.
That was good after I had it explained to me.
No,
Where it was going, 'cause
it's a great
I just-
question, and now everybody knows what's in there. That's fine. That's why I want to make sure everybody's good. Okay. All right. Seeing that, I entertain a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024. What's my number? Kenny? 2024-01.
would it be one if it's four? Wait a second.
Well, okay, so I see it.
Ray's got it right now.
Ray, what's the number on that? Is that salary ordinance?
We didn't have any ordinance.
No number on it. We've already approved it.
But
We've done other
we've
ordinances.
done other ordinances, and that may have been an accident, a typo.
Can we just move to approve
Yeah.
verifying that we'll get the appropriate
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
And by title of,
It's definitely not number one, so sorry if I
so-
put one.
We're looking for a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-2025 salary ordinance.
But we have not had a lot this year, so I actually think, for some reason, I think this is
Oh, wait a
only
minute,
our
I'm
second
just-
one.
There's the salary ordinance. You
Yeah.
got the budget. They went the wrong way. This is the salary ordinance.
this is the agreement for legal services. This is
Yeah.
Danielle's.
Okay, there's the
So
salary.
we,
I don't have the
the
budget yet.
salary ordinance needs an ordinance number, the budget doesn't necessarily, right?
No, correct.
Yeah.
But just for clarification, for some reason, I was thinking the salary ordinance is actually number two, because your first one was the one we did where people have to sign the grinder pump ordinance.
So this, okay, and we have to bring this just need to be introduced, the salary introduced, or do we need a second reading on it?
We're
No
good.
second reading on ordinance, or the salary ordinance is done.
Salary ordinance is done. Okay,
We already did that.
That's just.
You're
our
just
contract.
approving your budget.
okay. That's your legal services. Salary ordinance went that way. So now, he's covered
This
budget,
is
correct?
done.
Okay, any, well, okay,
It just should be a simple introduction of the budget.
there you go.
I think
I'd
we all
entertain,
got-
I'd entertain that motion.
Passing these around to sign, I think got everybody.
Yeah.
It did, it got me mixed up. I'm
Sorry.
looking at the wrong
Okay,
piece
I'll
of.
make a motion that we're going to approve the 2025 budget.
Introduce.
Introduce.
Introduce it.
Second.
I got a first and a second. Any discussion?
Boy, that was confusing.
That was.
Pete?
Hey, Penny, we need to go through a roll call on these three votes, please. We're ready.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would entertain a motion to suspend rules.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to move forward with approving the 2025 budget.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Penny?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Brenda? Well,
Yes. Good. I would look for a motion to adopt the budget.
I make a motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
There we go. I'm gonna go through. Any discussion? Seeing none. One more time, Penny, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Budget
boy.
for 2025 is approved.
Don't pass any more papers, okay?
Sorry.
that was on me. I just slid them here. That was my
There's
fault.
the next one. There's the next one. All right. So that takes care of that. That's done. All right. Jason, you're up.
Okay, collections updates, last month we were at $3,831.72. As of today, we're at $724.27. Really good for the month coming up. Pole barn update, they should be done with, finishing all the metal work on the pole barn, by the end of this week. They did the roof, got it all tore off and done, and the sides are gonna come next. Suspect will be done by the end of this week. Blacktop's been done. They were able to come in, do the 3 days. There was no change in the estimated price on that, so I know that was one of the questions we had. If they had to remobilize, so. And I already kind of gave you guys the update with Jennifer and the MSD rate, so I think we're gonna have a sit down with her probably next week, and she'll be able to kind of walk me through it, and we'll be able to go from there, give the rest of the board an update, and hopefully give them an answer of where we kind of stand at once Jennifer gets her final say so on it, and Danielle as well. Roriton sewer project's going really well. I've been really pleased with how Brackney's coming along. All the digging is pretty much completed. The well points have been pulled. They're setting up the bypass pumping today for the incoming flow to our number one lift station there. And it's been moving quite along. I've been really pleased with how it's coming
Talking
along out
Rorton?
there. Huh?
Oh, you talking Rorton?
Rorton, yes. They got the 2 panels ordered for the part of that pay app. Why it was so big. 2 of the new control panels are part of that pay app. So, plus all the digging's completed. So outside of that, we're going to be we'll be doing the changing that force main drop on our number 9 station where it ties into, and getting new pumps there along with the new panel. Then also rehabbing our number 1, and number 2 lift station. So we still got a lot of work to do, but it's moving quite well. And I think that's all I got for you guys.
And to clarify, I asked Jason to set a meeting with Jennifer as soon as she gets to the bottom so that she can explain it to us a little more in depth. I've asked for Jason, Danielle, myself, and I've asked Joe to attend the meeting as well. I think that we're good. We got to keep numbers down, but I want to be able to come back and explain it to you guys where we're at. They've dropped from, help me with the numbers, 327 to 317.
Was the initial rate that they proposed. Then after Jennifer and Andre went back and their side legal hopped in on the conversation, we got some confirmation back from them that it was incorrect and it was 317. Then after, based on their comments back to us, Jennifer feels like when she kind of did some napkin math and was going over what they had said in the reply, that she said it should probably be closer to about 303. Right now we're at 268, so there's some justified increases, in there, she believes, but until she gets back to us and kind of gives us the rundown, we'll have a little bit better story of why.
I just want to get a better understanding of it, then we can come back together, the 4 of us, and explain the rest of it to you guys and make sure that we're there, and then we can decide where to go from there. All right? First contract after our first negotiation or first increase we're seeing after the negotiation of the contract, it's 1 to 25 years. I want to make sure we're as low as, we are getting the right number so we can move forward. We've kept the rates low. We're looking at the 70-31, I hate to say the other, but 70-31 and trying to maintain. I want to make sure where we're at with that number. And I do not want to let it up any higher than I have to, or we have to. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. And you're done there, Jason?
Yep. That's all I
Okay.
have.
Danielle?
If it's okay to go ahead and talk about, I was looking ahead and I think we have to do a new date for our January meeting. It falls on New Year's Day. I believe if I looked at the calendar correctly.
We're too old to party.
Yeah, I mean, we're all available, Danielle. I don't understand why you.
I'm well rested.
I'm
and
just not working that day, so y'all are welcome to do it without me, but I don't think the county building is open that day either.
What's the board's preference? Do we want to go the day after, or do you want to go the week after? What are we thinking? January 8th, January 2nd, it's a Thursday. You wanted to stay on the Wednesday and go to the 8th for the first one of the month? And are we available? Can we get the room on the 8th?
Who's up
We can get the room on the 8th as
for
well.
reappointment?
Me and Ray have to go through the January meeting.
So when is that?
That'll be the first meeting of I believe all appointments.
6th and 20th are the first meetings in January, right?
So it should be,
So after the 6th would make sense to have the new
Exactly.
board, right? That's what
I
I'm
didn't
all-
know if they do it on the first when or
That-
the second, or if they were going to plan one to go to take operation and go swearing in and go with the appointments, or they're going to wait till the first meeting. I haven't been told.
Are you all sure I'm not up?
No, it's not you. It's me
Are
and
you
Ray.
sure?
I'm sure. I'm positive. Stay down there.
It's not up for
That's why I
negotiation
said
right
the
now.
6th and the 20th should be January meetings, because I can't say 100% for sure when all
When they'll do it.
appointments will be finalized, and I don't even want to begin to guess. But I also don't know that we necessarily have to wait on that, because
We are an appointment until they reappoint the next one. Even though it
Until
carries over, we
reappointed,
sit until it's
so
reappointed.
I would not wait on that, just because we have a new incoming commissioner and things, there could be, I know there's going to be a lot stockpiled, and I would hate for you to push a meeting waiting on making sure all the appointments are done.
Well, and I was just gonna push to like the 8th, which is the following Wednesday. I mean, that just
Fine.
keeps it on a Wednesday in a normal time. It just,
Okay, do we have to vote on it?
I would,
We're changing the date, so I think we would, yes.
Yeah.
What,
I mean,
you guys at that end, you're being quiet. Y'all down there, Brenda? Ron?
Corn
Good.
isn't growing in January.
You good? You good with the, go, 8th?
The 8th, you say?
So you making the motion for the 8th there?
Sure.
I may be out of town.
I got a first. What?
Maybe out of
Yeah,
town.
without me.
Gonna be in the
But
field.
we know corn's not growing, so we're.
He ain't gonna be in the field. All right, I've got a motion and a second to move to January 8th. Any discussion?
Is there, seriously, will you be out of town? Is there a better time?
Well, the day after
So like the
New
second,
Year's, the
so
second would
like
be.
doing the second's better?
I'll be here then.
Which is fine. I don't care.
I'll have quorum. You'll be fine.
We could,
Does you want to just do
But-
the second, the day after?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing, I'm not.
okay, let me ask, okay, well, I got a motion and a second on the table. That now I've got discussion. Is everybody, would anybody object to going to the second? Another discussion, question has been asked. Is the second a problem with anybody?
I don't think so. I have to check tomorrow to be sure if the second's open.
On the room? If not, we could go to the conference room downstairs. So one way or another, we should be able to bounce. Okay, so-
I'll move to amend my motion to the second.
Okay, I've got a first and a second for moving the meeting to January 2nd so Ron can be present. Any discussion? I'm not letting it go any further.
Better show up.
Yeah, he won't come. You know it's
I'll be
coming.
here one
All
way or
right.
another.
All right, all
It's a
right. Hey,
blizzard out, I'll be here.
motion on the table, January 2nd. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. January 2nd be first meeting of 2025.
On the calendar.
Jason has taken a look at where all of our balances are for our ARP funds. John and I are gonna have a meeting with the county to go over on the county side where everything sits and getting everything organized. So I have our printout for the district. I will take that to the meeting. Once we go over all of it on that side, I'll take the district stuff and make sure all those funds match up to where we know that our stuff should be. I should have an update for us at the next meeting. I think we're gonna try to plan that with the county here within the next couple of weeks, but just to keep everybody up to date, that I'll keep you all informed. We just haven't had that meeting yet. We just talked about setting it this week, so. Wasson Nursery update. I've had a lot of communication with Dan Gibson. He is certainly trying to get to the bottom of this. He did locate some extra documents. I printed an extra copy if anyone wants to take a glance, if they're interested. I think really what he's was being told was, oh, we kept everything in the right of way. Well, our engineers and a survey company in town and myself, we all have all agreed there is no right of way. The ownership is to the middle of the road. So I still stand pretty firm until I see some documentation otherwise that I think maybe there was an error on their part. They thought there was a right of way down that road and there's not. And I think it still looks as though everything was put in, on the Ritchie's property without obtaining that easement. And so Dan's getting to the bottom of it. We've been exchanging things and I'll keep you guys updated, but they're definitely moving in the right direction. So I'm glad he's involved in helping Wasson's out, and Wasson's is really trying to get to the bottom of it. So everything else has been talked about that I had today. So I think we are done with mine.
Just in addition, I'm sorry. Go.
I was gonna ask about any further comment about the Westdale situation with the attorney stuff and all.
On a near daily basis.
Okay.
We did get, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. We got, an ARP request, or I'm sorry,
For you.
was talking about ARP. I call them APRA request on that, but the public record request, some of it did tie into the district. It was, sent to the county, but it asked for mostly county stuff, redevelopment, information, and then it did tie in one of the questions to the regional wastewater district and the information I provided to you guys that was presented in a public meeting. So I did get with Jason and Bill to make sure I had everything that we talked about in this meeting that was turned over. and any information that was provided to our board in regards to the Westdale Sewer project. It was over 2 years worth of documentation, but I did get all of that turned over on behalf of you guys. So yes, there's constant communication about the Westdale Sewer project. There was also, if anyone is interested, some information shared on a podcast related to this district's involvement with Westdale. I did gather all of that information just so we had record of it also. And we'll keep. I don't think there's anything for this board to do at this time, but I'm keeping an eye on everything that's being said about the situation, and we'll let you know if we need to put any kind of formal
Got some
response.
pretty good ears on the
together.
ground. I've got a couple watching in deals, and I know what's coming in and out of there. But I think this is their situation to handle. It's not ours.
Mhm.
We did our part. We were told no. We went home, and this is up to them. This is their situation, not ours. We're more than willing to help and get involved if we can get a working partner. I do believe, but we'll wait on them.
Since they have board leadership changes now.
Things are going to change, so we wait for the
All
next
right, yeah.
first of the year. We might see something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I was just saying prior, when she was talking about the ARP, I kind of asked Danielle to give me a hand with this stuff. We had, we've been through a couple different, ARP administrators down in the auditor's office. This last pay app I submitted for Overlook, they came back and are asking us to change account numbers. They've hired a third-party outfit that's gonna be their, administrator, helping guide it through the process. And now that we're getting into the pay app request short of $1 million, I just want to make sure we got all our bases covered, and I would, want to make sure the commissioners along with us are on the same page of stuff getting processed downstairs.
And remind everybody that we got 1.5 in ARP, I think, on that
For
project.
Roriton
For the
and
Roriton
500, and we were able to, side note of that, came in under budget for over short of $30,000. So
Good there. Okay. Anything else there? Okay. Aaron, Spotted Monkey?
Good afternoon. I'm Erin. I'm filling in for Ashley today.
The enthusiasm is overwhelming.
My apologies. I am recovering from COVID, so I'm doing great right now.
Good.
As always, we created several posts for Facebook, Google, and the website. We shared an update on the Roriton Sewer Improvements Project that began on September 16th, sharing photos of their progress and information about how construction crews are actively working and how these improvements will play a vital role in enhancing the sewer system for the Roriton community. We shared about the manholes rehabilitations in the Daleville area. This effort is designed to extend the lifespan in our current infrastructure while avoiding the expensive costs associated with full replacements. We shared about how on the October board meeting, the Board of Trustees adopted a new ordinance, and we shared that on the website. And we had our monthly email sent out to 1,801 people. 810 people opened that, and we had 39 clicks on the various articles and videos in that email. Are there any questions about anything in the report?
Doing good. It means they're still open. We're getting the information out there. If that many people are looking, it's doing what we wanted it to do.
All right.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, seeing that, I'm down to committee reports. Anybody from the committee got anything they need to add or say in this meeting? Seeing none. Commonwealth, do you have anything?
Covered most of them.
That's what I was gonna say. We went through, we should comments and get through, but if you've got something to add,
we got a construction meeting tomorrow still, right?
I'll be in attendance with that.
Get signed to be done.
Yeah, that pay app, we did receive, I know we approved that, last $20,000 pay app for Overlook pending, we received the contractor's as-bills, Commonwealth reviewed them, I've got them, electronic copies, they're in the paper today.
All right. Seeing that, then I would ask any board member have anything to bring to our attention today? Seeing nobody here. Sorry, Chase, you're sitting in the back and you only want to speak. You got anything from Yorktown? You just here to watch?
Here to try to learn, thank you, sir.
You got it, sir. Not a problem. Just want to give you the opportunity.
That's so he can replace me in January.
That's not going to happen. Seeing that,
Is the second good for you?
I think Chase likes it just the way it is.
You were volunteered to a committee, right?
Yeah.
Also,
All
Good
right.
for you. Congratulations.
Seeing no other business before this board, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.